Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on a Protoss versus Terran matchup. This is the MSL round of 16 game 1 between Mr. Spock and Solid Snake. Sorry, actually I meant Anytime and Nada. I don't know why, but for some reason Anytime reminds me of Mr. Spock with his cool, collected demeanor. Never seems to be phased even when he's not doing well. He was Leakaf's old ace, and unfortunately has been struggling of late, but we've seen a resurgence in his form recently. He just demolished Dark Elf yesterday, and that would certainly have been a confidence-inspiring victory for him in the Protoss versus Terran matchup. Although Dark Elf, I had to say, played abysmally poor, really overextending himself and leaving himself open to Anytime's attack. But Anytime was more than competent, didn't make any glaring errors, and comfortably took out his opponent in what was probably a mediocre matchup, but nonetheless would have provided him with significant confidence. Anytime, just to clarify, starting off at the 3 o'clock position in red, and Nada at the 12 o'clock position playing Terran in teal. Nada, on the other hand, is the proverbial old soldier. He's got a never say die attitude and will always fight till the last breath. Even when he's being humiliated, even when he's being run over, he refuses to surrender until the last SCV is dead, and he really is one of my favorite Terran players, and I'm really hoping he can produce something exciting at the very least in this matchup. Anytime, obviously, I suppose from the point of view of races, Anytime, you would probably favor Anytime to win because there's so few Protoss players left in the MSL round of 16. Only Anytime, Cal, and I believe one other, I can't think of his name right now, remaining in the MSL, whereas there's loads of Terran players to boot. There's no round of Terran players, though hopefully some of them will get eliminated this round. So from that point of view, the Protoss fans would probably hope for Anytime to win. Terran fans wouldn't be hinging all their hopes on Nada. Their hopes might be hinged more on a player like Mind, who is the reigning MSL champion. Nevertheless, I expect Nada to put up a good fight at the very least here. He is the player who hasn't been at the very top of his form. His form has been quite inconsistent, and Nada just trying to close off his choke. Anytime has gotten his scout in, Anytime starting from the 3 o'clock position, scouted in the correct direction, has got his probe in, and the other interesting thing to note is that Anytime has put his gateway down, and now he's taking his extractor as well, so Anytime choosing not to fast expand. This is Katrina. This is the map that we expect Protoss players to fast expand on, but interesting enough, Anytime has chosen not to do that. It is also the map that Protoss players have a huge winning percentage versus Terrans, and Nada has now blocked off his choke completely and actually trapped that probe in there, but I don't think it's going to bother Anytime too much. He's just going to be able to micro it around until that first Marine pops out and kills it. Anytime is actually sending a Zealot out straight away to try and harass Nada. I'm not sure what exactly he hopes to achieve with that, considering that Nada has blocked his choke off. Maybe he's hoping that if a Marine pops out of the choke from the racks, he'll be able to kill it. But the other mistake I believe Anytime is making by sending that Zealot out straight away is that he's revealing his tech to Nada effectively. Anytime Nada now trying to put his factory down, Nada having gone for the tech build, and I feel that this build order favors the Protoss, the Terran player, because it's so easy for Protoss to fast expand on this map and to tech fast and to hide their tech, and that Marine indeed is going to get straight away come under fire from the Zealot as soon as it pops out. So interesting choice of strategy by Anytime, but Anytime choosing to tech, obviously, and by sending that Zealot there without even scouting, Nada is now aware that Anytime has built a gateway at the very least to start out with, and Nada just trying to harass. Nada's Marine micro is second to none. More Zealot second Zealot coming through for Anytime. We're yet to see if he's put the second gateway down. We did see him putting down an extractor. I would suspect he would probably go for the Cybernetics score, try to get an early tech going. And this is really not the sort of game that you would expect to see on a game like Katrina. And Nada's going to be forced to repair that supply depot now, coming under damage from a couple of Zealots. And that supply depot actually goes down. That's very careless by Nada. Those two Zealots are going to get in. I'm not sure. I'm sure Nada didn't allow that to happen on purpose. But now those Zealots are, interestingly enough, trapped inside Nada's base. I'm sure Nada doesn't want that. Nada's still building the machine shop, so he hasn't got any vultures popping out just yet. And I have to say that's careless by Nada. He left repairing that supply depot till very late, and now he's lost one SCV already, and he seems to only have got a single Marine there. He's pounding away at those Zealots, and he's going to lose a second SCV, so 2 SCVs killed by Anytime. Now he's bringing the Dragoon in, and really very careless play by Nada, not something that you'd expect a player of his caliber, and he finds himself in trouble here because he's actually walled those Zealots into his base, and really just Anytime is tearing through those SCVs. That's like 6 SCVs killed by Anytime, 7 SCVs killed before the first Zealot dies. Nada is in dire straits here. He's going to be so far behind now. I don't think his economy can take this kind of loss. The Marine that was positioned outside the choke dies, and Nada still has no units. I really felt that perhaps he should have cancelled that machine shop and just produced a vulture once he saw that those Zealots would get through. Nada refusing to adapt to the situation. Now finally managing to take the Zealot out. He's going to produce a siege tank, but really what is he going to do in terms of his economy? Anytime has already got the Citadel of Aden building. Nada hasn't got a scout, so he doesn't know exactly what tech is coming, and he's obviously going to be producing a tank to cope with his tech, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get anything in time. The only thing in Nara's favor is that his opponent hasn't put down a robotics bay yet, so he has blocked off his choke. So even if his opponent gets Dark Templar, he will still have a little bit of a small window of time. Now the siege tank is going to pop out and his defense is going to hold, but he's got to be anticipating some sort of a tech build from anytime here. Nara's got to be anticipating that anytime is going to be coming in with a drop of some kind, and he has to be prepared for that. I know he lost a lot of SCVs and is hurting because of it, and the Templar Archive is now going down for any time. The crucial thing still for me is going to be the robotics, the robotics support bay, if he decides to put that down. Sorry, the robotics facility, if he decides to put that down. Anytime now taking his fast expansion, it is Natural Expo, giving himself a comfortable lead. Nara still researching that siege tech and his machine shop, and we can see now why Nara was in such a hurry to get that machine shop down. But really, once he made that mistake of allowing those zealots in, I think he would have been better off getting vultures and getting spider mines to delay his opponent. As it is, he's going to have nothing at all to counter, and if anytime can break those supply depot lines when his Dark Templar arrives, Nara's only got the single siege tank. He's now got siege mode, so he's going to be able to push those dragoons back. Anytime actually pulling those dragoons in definitely trying to get that supply depot down, feeling that he needs to get that supply depot down to open up a passage for his Dark Templar to get through, and that's really going to be the question here, whether or not he can sneak those Dark Templar through, because certainly Nara has got absolutely nothing to be able to cope with those Dark Templar and dragoons, but he now has two siege tanks walled in behind his choke, and I hope that wall is actually airtight and it doesn't allow those Dark Templar through, because if those Dark Templar can get through, then it's pretty much curtains for Nara. The thing is though that anytime we'll probably feel that he can still do damage with the Dark Templar and the dragoons combined and try and break through the wall. That way, if he has a couple of Dark Templar, he can probably damage those supply depots in quickly enough and break through before Nara can get any defense going. He is building that engineering bay in anticipation of it. Obviously, that is what anytime would be going for, considering he's already got those goons up. That engineering bay is coming up, so Nara's straight away going to start building a turret, and this is really anytime's window of opportunity, and anytime streaming in, Nara needs to get a lot of SCVs in there to repair, and anytime focusing on the supply depot, and I do feel it's going to go down. The supply depot goes down, Nara still doesn't have any defense. He's trying to block those Dark Templar with those SCVs. He's going to lose a lot more SCVs in the process, and this is horrible for Nara. He's going to get taken down here. Very careless play by Nara, and really this has been a bit of a nothing match, folks. Anytime has just demolished Nara perfectly by Anytime, making no mistakes whatsoever, and really the game shouldn't have ended this way, and Nara GG's in absolute tatters. Anytime taking a comfortable victory, and I have to say guys, this victory had absolutely nothing to do with the map. It had everything to do with very poor play by Nara, just complete carelessness by Nara. And as I have said before, Nara has shown moments of brilliance, but he's also been prone to moments of chaos and moments of absolute despair and moments of just sheer inexplicably ridiculous play, and we saw one of them today, allowing that supply depot to go down with the two zealots pounding at it. I don't know what he was doing there. He should have repaired it. He really should have, and he did not, and he paid the price for it, losing about 6 or 7 SCVs, and then from that point on he just could not catch up, and obviously did not have the resources to both defend against the pressure of Anytime's dragoons, while at the same time getting his tech up to be able to defend against those incoming Dark Templar, and obviously Anytime going straight for the Dark Templar, focusing on speed. Had he gone for a drop, Nara probably would have actually had the turret in, so it was a brilliant strategy by Anytime. Though again, if he hadn't broken through that supply depot initially with those zealots, it would have been a completely different game, and Nara really would have probably gotten an engineering bay up early and the turret up earlier and would have been okay against those Dark Templar. And really Nara has to be kicking himself here, because that is just a completely amateurish way to lose a game, and I really do feel incredibly bad for having to use that word to describe Nara's play, but I'm afraid that's what it was, and he's going to have to produce something more if he wants to live up to the name that he deserves. This is